We're now approaching the first full budget of the Prime Minister Modi government, and in the energy and electricity space there's a number of things that many people are looking forward to. Probably one of the most talked about and well-known issues is that oil prices are globally low, and that's really created space for many strategic changes that could be done in pricing schemas, bringing market forces more to bear and removing certain subsidies and distortions which aren't really reaching their true beneficiaries or intended beneficiaries. For example, kerosene, it's a significant cost, not directly but also due to under-recovery by the companies. It's mostly meant for the poor, lighting and a little bit of cooking, even though biomass takes most of the rural cooking needs. If you want to just reduce the kerosene subsidy, it becomes political, as we've seen with LPG subsidies. Instead, maybe it's possible that we can see new schemes that think about solar lights and solar lanterns, which would have a very quick payback vis-a-vis kerosene. Or we could even see a synergistic push towards increasing electricity for all, which is a prime push for this government. While oil prices are low, of course, if India is considering a meaningful strategic petroleum reserve, this would be one of the times to think about it. When we consider electricity and utilities, the finances of some of the states are much worse than the others, and overall the subsector has subsidies in the order of many tens of thousands of crores of rupees a year. Hopefully, efforts will be taken to improve the finances of the utilities, but there's very limited action that the central government can take, especially at a budgetary level, because most of the challenges are at the state level with the distribution companies. 24/7 electricity for all should receive a good push, and not just smart grids, but also smart cities is a priority area for the government. The government has also made dramatic strides towards sustainability with renewable energy. The recently concluded RE Invest Summit saw commitments for 266,000 megawatts of green power, which is phenomenal. It's actually as much as the total installed capacity today, and they hope to grow green power within 5 to 7 years by this much. Now, what it will require is some amount of support, because the economics of green power do demand some support. Right now it's been through the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, but there could be other schemes for this as well. In addition to direct support to the suppliers, states might need support, and there would be some investment required for strengthening the grid, especially transmission. Another area where there could be some activity in the budget might be for improving agricultural consumption of electricity. Agriculture is one of the challenges for utilities. It provides only a few percentage of their revenues, yet some 20+% of the electricity goes to electricity for pumping water, irrigation pump sets, and it's predominantly subsidized by state policies. Improving this such that the efficiencies improve, or we can start using more solar pump sets, and especially replace diesel used in pump sets, would be a very positive move. The last sort of area where there could be investments are really enhancing and expanding natural gas and oil. One activity talked about is, of course, a gas grid, which would make a lot of sense because you have different domestic and imported sources at different prices. If one wants both energy security as well as price pooling, this would facilitate such an action. From a resources perspective, new wells are very much required. So exploratory wells are very important, where India lags behind many other countries by an order of magnitude, if not more. Especially this is the case if we consider new technologies such as shale oil, shale gas, where India has very limited experience. In summary, some of the areas where India should really take effort is to not only think operationally, which means for the utilities, for example, you're giving money towards liquidity, just cash flow crises, but not really improving their solvency. So while we do need to worry about short-term issues, long-term issues where we can be strategic would be very important for the government to take efforts toward. Innovation is another key area, because just using traditional energy technologies, energy sources, energy forms will not scale for our energy aspirations. And lastly, hopefully this budget can really bring us together towards a broader sustainability pathway. Sustainability isn't just the environment, but also economic sustainability and equity, which includes access for all citizens.